Many children wish to become renowned singers, actors in films, or on television. The desire of seeing your name in lights at such a young age is far from reality. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification so you don't miss out on any new updates from us. Some kids simply cannot handle fame. The wealth and popularity can push children down a path of drug addiction and other illicit habits, as these 7 stories of famous child stars demonstrate. They risk ruining their young lives and losing everything. It's enough to make us to reconsider whether achieving wealth and fame is actually worthwhile. 7. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan, who was born in New York City in 1986, initially gained public attention for her leading role as the twins in Disney's remake of The Parent Trap. She then gained more popularity for her parts in the films Mean Girls, 2004, and Freaky Friday, 2003. Lohan, however, received no benefits from her fame. She started performing in New York nightclubs as her fame expanded, and her life swiftly turned into a constant stream of unfavorable press in the tabloids. Lohan was detained in 2007 after hitting a tree in her Mercedes-Benz. She was taken into custody once more 2 months later for her involvement in a car pursuit, during which cocaine was also discovered in her hands. 2 counts of driving while intoxicated and 1 case of reckless driving were the results of this. She received the minimum sentence of 4 days in jail, although she only had to serve 1. With the exception of the occasion she was bitten by a snake in Thailand in 2017, she has avoided the tabloids since her run-ins with the police. 6. Amanda Bynes. At the age of 7, Amanda Bynes made her debut in a commercial before moving on to theatrical plays like Annie, The Secret Garden, and The Sound of Music. After that, she was cast in the Nickelodeon television series All That and began presenting her own show, The Amanda Show. Unfortunately, she lost control of her fame and soon discovered that tabloid covers were featuring her face for the wrong reasons. In 2012, soon after her retirement, Bynes was engaged in a collision with a police car. She was detained and accused of driving while intoxicated. She subsequently caused 2 additional hit-and-run collisions, and once her car was seized, police found her driving on a suspended license. Following rumors that she had tossed a bong out her apartment window, Bynes was detained for drug use in the foyer of her New York City residence in 2013. She was accused of reckless endangerment, having drugs, and tampering with evidence as a result. 5. Britney Spears. Britney Spears, who was born in Mississippi in December 1981, scored her first significant TV role when she was 11 years old, appearing in the all-new Mickey Mouse Club. After getting turned down at her first audition at age 8, she finally found success. In 2004, Spears wed a close friend from her youth, shortly after which the union was dissolved. A few months later, she wed Kevin Federline, her backup dancer, who had already dumped his pregnant girlfriend to be with Spears. They made the announcement that their first child would arrive in April of 2005. Spears' life dramatically declined after that. She was busted driving with her son on her lap in 2006. As a result, her suitability to be a parent was questioned in national headlines. Despite her defense that she was only attempting to avoid cameras, she was charged with sending offensive comments to her fans. 4. Brian Bonsall. Brian Bonsall was born in California in 1981 and spent his entire childhood acting in Hollywood. He appeared in a number of TV episodes and motion pictures from the ages of 3 to 14, such as Family Ties, Star Trek, The Next Generation, and the Disney movie Blank Check. Sadly, his life took a turn for the worst when he was stopped for driving under the influence. He was detained for hitting his fiancée in 2007, and he ultimately admitted guilt. As a result, a 2-year probationary period was imposed. However, Bonsall's problems continued after this. He was detained on a number of drug possession and minor assault offenses between 2007 and 2010, all of which were widely reported because of his fame. He was charged with felony threats and third-degree assault in 2009 after he struck a friend over the head with a broken wooden stool while intoxicated and was given another 2 years probation. 3. Justin Bieber. Canada's Ontario is where Justin Bieber was born and raised in 1994. He was always interested in music as a child. Guitar, drums, piano, trumpet, and other instruments are just a few of the ones that Bieber self-taught. When his mother started uploading videos of Justin performing on YouTube, he started to become famous. His following increased, and people started to adore him. When Justin was still a teen, in 2011, he had his first legal run-in. In a lawsuit, a lady asserted that the 17-year-old celebrity was the father of her child. Thankfully, DNA tests demonstrated the pop star's innocence, and the case was swiftly dismissed. However, this was just the beginning. Following threatening remarks, Bieber was charged with spitting on his neighbor in 2013. Soon after, other people in the residential area complained about his risky driving. Later that year, after he was caught on camera urinating in public and shouting obscenities at former President Bill Clinton, he made headlines once more. 2014 saw Justin Bieber's most significant run-in with the law when he was detained for drag racing and drunk driving. He was accused with resisting arrest and kept in detention until he could pay bail. 2. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter, the brother of Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys, entered the music business after his older brother. He was born in 1987. Aaron made his solo debut as the opening act for the Backstreet Boys 2 years after he started as the lead singer for the band Dead End at the age of 7. His record company signed him as a result of the performance, and his debut single, Crush on You, was made available. Carter was pulled over in Texas in 2008 for speeding, and the cops discovered marijuana in his vehicle. Carter won a spot on Dancing with the Stars in 2009. He was using Xanax to treat his anxiety, but stage fright caused him to get hooked to it. 3 years later, still dependent on the prescription narcotic, his mother and brother Nick forced him to enroll in a recovery facility. He unfortunately became sober in 2012 as a result of his sister's drug overdose death. He declared bankruptcy in 2013 to pay off his $3.5 million in debt. He is now financially stable and clean. 1. Macaulay Culkin. One of the most well-known U.S. kid stars is Macaulay Culkin. He was born in New York City in 1980, and at the age of 4, he had his first appearances in several off-Broadway productions. He made his movie debut at the age of 8 in the movies Rocket Gibraltar and See You in the Morning. He starred in Chris Columbus' 1990 picture Home Alone, which many consider to be his best work. One of the highest-grossing films of all time, Home Alone spawned a sequel. Allegations that his father, Kit Culkin, was mismanaging his riches surfaced prior to his appearance in the Home Alone sequel. This was later reinforced when his parents engaged in a custody dispute, which gave the impression that they were more focused on their son's wealth than on him. In 2004, 17.3 grams of marijuana and a stockpile of other prohibited narcotics were found in Culkin's hands. Despite the fact that there were other child stars whose drug use had worsened much more than Culkin's ever did, he was demonized by the media. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to leave a comment.